Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be doing NBA news for October 2nd. Again, there wasn't really much news today. We are in that odd period between the NBA season and, the off season. So, kind of dry, not a lot of news, but we got some interesting stories at least. We have three, and of course the player of the night. And if you didn't read the thumbnail or title, then you would have no idea, but if you did read the thumbnail and title, then you might know who that is. So I'll explain all that and I'll give you the NBA news and just a little bit of my opinion in between. So without further ado, let's get into our first story. Our first story will start with the Golden State Warriors, the defending NBA champions, and as I covered yesterday, Patrick McCaw has declined the qualifying offer from the Golden State Warriors and is now a restricted free agent. Now this puts Golden State in a really kind of odd position. They don't have a backup shooting guard. I guess they have Sean Livingston, but he's not really a true shooting guard, but it really doesn't matter. The NBA is basically positionless now. There are guys, small forwards playing center, so positions really don't matter now. But in addition to Patrick McCaw, the Warriors also lost Nick Young this offseason. Although he is still a free agent, so if they really need someone, they can go out and re-sign or get back Nick Young. So Steve Kerr has said that the Warriors are looking for a wing. And really, there are still a few free agent wings, but the first name that comes up to my mind and a lot of other people's mind is Jamal Crawford. Crawford is still a very good scorer, but he's pretty horrible on defense. He always has, and really hasn't matured in that aspect of the game. And that's really the main drawback on him, and really why he's still a free agent. His last team was the Timberwolves, and he did alright there, but the defense is something you can't really see on the box score, so I won't really give you a stat. But some of the benefits of having Jamal Crawford is he is an experienced veteran and would definitely help out a few of the young wings that they have on their roster, such as Quinn Cook and Tyler Ulis. As I said before, Nick Young is also available, but I feel like if they wanted him, they would already took him. But they might just ride the waiver wire. We saw how successful the 76ers were last year riding the waiver wire. They got Marco Bellinelli and Ersan Ilyasova, who were key to the Sixers' surprise playoff runs. But really, who knows? Maybe they'll make a trade, or maybe they'll stick with their current roster. Quinn Cook is someone who showed flashes last year, and his game definitely resembles Patrick McCaw's, so I wouldn't expect it to be that different or that noticeable of a change. But I think this is something we will watch throughout the entire NBA season, and I don't expect this to happen soon. Within a week, I don't expect that to happen. I think this will be stretched out throughout the year and will possibly drag on to the trade deadline. Our next story comes from LA, and we will be talking about the superior team in Los Angeles, the Lakers. So if you have been following NBA news lately, you will hear that a lot of teams are going really small ball, such as running small forwards at the center position. And LeBron and the Lakers have recently also started this discussion, and LeBron said that he would be willing to run the center, but for some reason that hasn't gained much traction. But Kyle Kuzma's name has been brought up a lot to be the starting center for the Lakers when the regular season starts, but he will be starting games in the preseason at the center position. So they'll be testing him out in the preseason at the center position, and I don't think this will work. Really, Kyle Kuzma, he's not that good. He's not someone you see at a center position. His game, I guess, resembles a power forward, but the gap between a power forward that Kyle Kuzma is, and the center is humongous. I don't think Kyle Kuzma will work at the center. But there are two questions I have about this story, and one is, why is Kyle Kuzma being picked over LeBron? Because LeBron is just a freak of nature, and he can hold his own against other centers because of just how big he is, how much strength he has. And I'm not saying that Kyle Kuzma is weak or something like that, but compared to LeBron and like other centers, he's going to get bodied. And there are going to be no rebounds for the Lakers. And I feel like guys like Anthony Davis, DeAndre Ayton, those guys who are, guys, they're big. They'll have a field day against Kuzma. And there will be some career games at the center position if this happens. I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they know something that I don't, because they definitely know more about their team than I do. Now, my second question is, why aren't they doing anything with JaVale McGee? He had a pretty good preseason so far, but, JaVale McGee is a center. He could hold his own, and he's not someone who will be slow up and down the floor. He's an athletic big, and although he does not give you much floor spacing, he's gonna get you rebounds, which are probably more important, and he's gonna be someone that you can rely on at the center position, unlike Kyle Kuzma. I don't know why they're just forgetting about JaVale McGee, because every time he was in there for the Warriors, he seemed pretty unstoppable against the Cavs small ball lineups. He was pretty unstoppable. Like, Kevin Love couldn't guard him. And just imagine what he'll do against, if DeMarcus Cousins doesn't come back healthy, against someone like Draymond Green, or I don't know who else, Jordan Bell, or whoever else, Kevin Looney, whatever, it doesn't matter. Imagine what JaVale McGee, a pretty pure center, I wouldn't call him a center that can just dominate in the paint and a rim protector, but he can do that. He can definitely hold his own against the other centers. So why are they just forgetting about JaVale McGee? Again, this has to be something in the organization, or are they just trying to go small ball to compete with the Warriors? Because the Warriors have the best small ball lineup of all time, and I don't think that will be surpassed ever. And maybe within 50 years. I think it won't be surpassed within 50 years. So I don't see the idea of competing with them in the thing they excel in the thing they're perfect at. I don't see the purpose. I say you just throw something different at them that they aren't used to, that they don't excel in. Because if you go small ball against the Warriors, you're going to lose. We saw what happened to the Rockets. They went with Capella, and Capella dominated, which freed some. Then they started to focus on Capella, which freed some, attention from Harden and CP3. And then CP3 got hurt. I honestly believe that if CP3 did not get hurt, the Rockets would have won that series, because they put so much pressure on Capella and Harden. Really, the only two guys that could lead this team in a playoff series. Okay, I'm getting away from myself, but why are they forgetting about JaVale McGee? He seems like a pretty good guy that would fit in that lineup, although he does not give you much floor spacing. So those are my two questions. As I said before, I don't think Kuzma at the center will work, but it will be interesting to see, because the Lakers are kind of the first to incorporate this, although the Hornets have been kind of iffy. They've talked about Miles Bridges and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. They've talked about them running the center, but they haven't really done it. They haven't put that to the test yet. And I think the Lakers will be, guinea pig for the rest of the NBA teams out there. If this works, then we're going to see a huge change in the NBA. Like, a huge change. Guys like Andre Drummond, Hassan Whiteside, who I really don't like. I don't know why I said that. Hassan Whiteside is basically, although he did have a good game last night, Hassan Whiteside is trash in my opinion. I don't think he was ever a good center, and I don't think he ever will. But Andre Drummond, like, who else? Those pure centers, DeAndre Jordan, are gonna have a hard time. Their value is gonna be lowered even more. And I think if this experiment with Kuzma at the center position works, the pure center is not really gonna exist anymore. And that's pretty weird to think about. So, just keep that in the back of your mind as you're watching the Lakers game in the preseason. If you are, just know that they're running Kyle Kuzma at the center position and maybe changing the NBA forever. So let's get on to our last story. Alright, so our last story, or the last part of this video, is going to be everyone's favorite player of the night. And there were actually a lot of good performances last night. A lot of competition for the player of the night. The best probably came from Joe Ingles, who scored 24 points, and it was actually his birthday, so that's pretty awesome. And Hassan Whiteside, he had a double-double. It's preseason, Hassan, calm down. But the most meaningful performance actually came from Michael Carter-Williams. And yes, Michael Carter-Williams, the player of the night for October 2nd. Now let me explain. Carter-Williams dropped 19 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists on 5 for 6 shooting. Although it was only the preseason game, this was a huge game for Carter-Williams. Carter-Williams is someone that is, I hate to throw this word around, but he's kind of been irrelevant in the past few years. And he finally got signed by the Houston Rockets. He has been gaining a lot of praise throughout the offseason, and with Brandon Knight gone, he needed this game. He needed to be the prime floor general off the bench for the Rockets. And he completely shined last night. He surprised so many people, including me. Even with the praise he's been gaining, I was not expecting Carter-Williams to do as good as he did. Although some of his points did come in garbage time, when he was just with the second unit and when it was still a close game, Carter-Williams still did really good. And I mean, he did exactly what the Rockets needed from him. They needed high-paced, fast breaks off the bench. And he can fill in for Chris Paul when, Chris Paul is getting old. And when Chris Paul needs a rest days, you could just throw Michael Carter-Williams. Yeah, Michael Carter-Williams into the starting lineup for a championship contending team. That's crazy just to think about. Carter-Williams was nothing at this time last year. He was either with the Bucks or the Hornets. I can't really remember. It's hard to remember because he's been everywhere. And he's still pretty young. And it's good to see that Carter-Williams is finally starting to find a role. He's starting to understand that he's not going to be a shooter. He's not going to be someone that, is the most flashy, but he's a great floor general who can also shoot very efficiently and also get to the hole. He got to the line 11 times last night. That's crazy. I think that's the most last night, but don't correct me or don't quote me on that. Michael Carter-Williams proved so much last night, and he shined. He took it, and he proved that he can, and he still has what it takes to be a legit player in the NBA. And now the Rockets are sitting there really good. They're looking really good because it looks like they have found themselves a diamond in the rough. Because Carter-Williams, everyone passed on him, but the Rockets gave him a chance and he shined. And I'm sure a lot of NBA GMs are kind of looking at Michael Carter-Williams like, did we have to pass that up? Although Carter-Williams does fit kind of perfectly in the Rockets' little play style or system. So that's it for today. I hope you guys did enjoy the NBA news for October 2nd. Again, there was nothing really much today. And I can't wait for the NBA season to start. But, it's going to take forever. Feels like I've been waiting and waiting. But at least we have preseason. What is it? The 6th day of preseason? But who cares? We have a little bit of news every day, and then once the NBA season starts, you won't want to miss these daily videos because there will be a lot of news and a lot of just rumors swirling. And who knows about the Jimmy Butler thing? Nobody knows. Even I don't know, and I am the main source for NBA news and stuff like that. I don't even think Adrian Wojnarowski knows, and he knows everything. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Of course, if you guys like NBA news and like staying informed and like my content in total or in general, then please leave a subscription down below. And if you want, press the bell button. I don't really care. I don't think it makes much of a difference. If you guys really are interested in NBA news, you would just check on my channel every day at 5 o'clock, which is when I post. And if you guys like this video and not any of my other videos, then leave a like. Of course, argue with me in the comments down below on what you guys think about Michael Carter-Williams, the Warriors, and the Lakers, especially the Lakers one. I really want to know what you guys think will happen with the Kyle Kuzma at center. As I've stated before, I don't think it will work. So that's my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Of course, I thank you guys every day for watching, and see you soon.